Welcome back to The Explainer. So, have you ever looked at a wall outlet, right as you're plugging in your phone charger and just wondered about the crazy, hidden journey that electricity took to get exactly there? Well, today we're completely demystifying home wiring. We're going to mentally draw this really cool, highly structured left-to-right map. We'll track exactly how electricity travels from the street outside, literally all the way into our living rooms. So grab your mental sketch pad. This isn't some dry textbook lecture. It's a visualization exercise to make the walls of your house feel, well, completely transparent.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to map this out in 4 quick spatial zones: the incoming power supply, the electricity meter, the main switch checkpoint, and finally, distributing the power.
Zone 1. The incoming power supply.
All right, imagine a massive, totally blank piece of paper right in front of you. On the extreme left edge of that paper, let's sketch a small utility pole. Now, this single pole represents the massive main power grid that hums along your street day and night out there in the elements. It's the absolute starting line for our electrical layout, the true origin of the spark that'll eventually find its way into your home.
So from that utility pole, the electricity obviously needs a physical path, right? Picture drawing 2 straight horizontal lines extending out towards the right, and let's label them. The top line is your phase line, usually represented by just the letter L. And the bottom line? That's your neutral line, represented by the letter N. Think of the phase line as the one bringing the raw energetic current into your house, while the neutral line provides that absolutely essential return path back to the grid, to actually complete the circuit.
Moving on to Zone 2, the electricity meter. Let's shift our focus visually right to the center of the page. Right in the middle there, draw a prominent square or a rectangle. Think of this box as the critical toll booth of our electrical journey. Because before any of that raw phase and neutral electricity can actually disperse through the walls of your home, it has to pass through this specific square. This is how the utility company measures exactly how much energy you're consuming.
To make this meter look really authentic in our mental sketch, let's draw a slightly smaller box inside that square you just made. Imagine a glowing digital screen right there, and write the number 0000 across it. That is your digital reading interface. It's the exact same screen that spins or ticks upward at a frankly terrifying pace the second you blast the AC during a summer heat wave.
Now, what's really interesting about this step is how we bridge the outside world to our toll booth. We have to take those phase and neutral lines coming from the utility pole on the left and connect them directly into the meter's input terminals. These are typically labeled Terminal 1 and Terminal 2. Once that connection is made, boom, the raw energy has officially arrived at the structure of your house.
Which brings us to Zone 3, the main switch checkpoint. Now, the power can't just run wild yet. We need a security checkpoint. So, just a few inches to the right of your electricity meter, draw a slightly smaller rectangle. This new rectangular box acts as kind of a bouncer. It stands right between the unpredictable outside grid and the very delicate interior wiring of your home.
In technical terms, this bouncer is known as a DPMCB. That stands for Double Pole Miniature Circuit Breaker, or more commonly, just the main switch. If there's ever a major electrical fault, a massive surge, or if you just simply need to kill the power to your entire house to do some renovations, this master switch handles the job. It's absolutely crucial for safety.
So the crucial point is getting the power from the meter to this switch. Draw 2 connecting lines from the meter's output terminals, which are neatly labeled as Terminal 3 and Terminal 4, straight over to the right. Feed them directly into the bottom of the MCB. The power has now been securely routed from the utility toll booth right into your main safety switch. Let's move to Zone 4 and see how this builds. Distributing the power. We're finally at the far right side of the paper.
Because we brought the power into the bottom of the breaker, we're now going to extend 2 more lines out from the top of the MCB. Stretch them all the way out to the far right side of the paper. Go ahead and label these newly extending lines as your final output phase and neutral lines. The electricity has been imported, measured, secured, and is finally ready for action inside your home.
And this brilliantly illustrates how the system actually comes to life. These final extending lines branch off to become the complex veins and capillaries of your entire house. I mean, these output lines are what actually go on to power the lights overhead, the fans cooling your rooms, and literally every single socket you plug your daily devices into. The whole shebang traces back to these 2 lines exiting the main switch.
And just like that, we've successfully mapped the whole system.
From the utility pole out on the street, flowing neatly through the input and output terminals of the meter, pushing past the safety of the main switch, and branching right into your living room. It's an incredibly elegant system when you break it down visually like this. So, the next time you flip a light switch or casually plug something into a wall socket, will you picture this simple, logical left-to-right map, tracing the journey from the pole all the way to the plug? Keep that mental blueprint handy, and we'll see you next time.